early gameplay preview, this time on the new war map, Operation Intercept, in Call of Duty World War II, the Resistance DLC, like I said before. All terms here, we're always going to be talking about zombies pretty much all the time. I mean, let's just face it, you guys subbed to me for zombies, so that's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to talk about zombies, even though I'm showing you guys multiplayer. So, once again, I got to stress that this video is in a way sponsored by Activision. They didn't pay me, but they flew me out, they paid for my flight, they paid for my hotel, and they let me go to a DLC event in LA earlier in the week, and it was a ton of fun. If you want to hear my experience with that, go watch the last Zombies Q&A I did on one of these multiplayer maps, the last video on this channel, and I talk about it for a good 5 minutes before we actually get into the Q&A. So I just want to make it clear to you guys in this one though, because a lot of people commented on the last video saying, JC, you're completely paid for by Activision now. You're just a shill, and I want you guys to understand that they didn't pay off my opinions. I can say whatever the hell I want, all right? In fact, if anything, I know it sounds crazy, but they really want us YouTubers to say our honest opinions about this DLC. I'm not gonna lie. And look, I'm just gonna be absolutely straight up with you guys. I don't think this DLC is perfect in every way, like most DLCs. There's always some issue here or there, and I think the biggest issue, probably World War II DLCs, is that the fact that there's a war map now in the mix means that there's gonna be less multiplayer maps if you want to play normal multiplayer modes, right? So if anything, I think that's my biggest feedback for Activision and for World War II is that I like war. I think it's pretty fun of a mode, but in a way as well, it's also decreasing the amount of normal maps that we have for just the normal MP. And let's say you're a search and destroy guy, well, you're not going to be getting your 4 search and destroy maps in the DLC. You're only going to be getting 3. So yeah, there you go. There's some constructive criticism for this game. But anyways, I know you guys came here for the Zombies Q&A, and I won't delay that any longer. If you don't know what I'm doing, basically I asked you guys on Twitter to ask me zombies questions to me, because normally I ask you guys zombies questions, and you guys don't really hear a lot of my more in-depth thoughts on things in zombies, and this is a good chance for you guys to sort of turn the tables around and ask me about some stuff. So here we go. Lonely Miner says, what drove you to play zombies in particular over other games? I don't know if I've explained this a lot in the past before, but I think I've tried to make it known that the main reason I got into zombies, the reason why I still talk about zombies to this day, the whole pull me in factor that zombies had was the storyline for me. Like, the game mode itself was great back in the day. Like, I still think the game mode's great, but I think it needs innovation, especially going forward. But when zombies was just developing in World at War, the thing that hooked me in the most was the story. All these little clues, all these little Easter eggs, the characters, the fact that all this was building more and more, and just there was just something so unique about the story not being in the environment you're in, and you just sort of made that picture and painted that picture around you of what was going on because they didn't have a budget in zombies to really do otherwise. It was awesome. Like, the story, the clues, the coordinates, all the things back in World at War that started the storyline, and the storyline now is the main reason why I still talk about zombies and why I'm here for the ride. It's the story, 100%. Canadian Marshmallow says, what do you not like about Garad Crowy? Oh man. Oh, you just had to ask this one, didn't you? I know you guys know that I like Garad Crowy a bunch, and I know it's hard for me to say anything negative about my baby, but I think the worst thing about Garad Crowy, if I had to say the worst thing, is the amount of manglers that can spawn on higher rounds. Like, I don't remember exactly how the spawning of them works, but I feel like there should only be like 1 or 2 of them at max in the map. But I remember specifically a time, especially during the Easter egg hunt. And I don't know if this has changed now. It could be changed now. I haven't really noticed it lately. But I remember just during the Easter egg hunt that my buddy Edge, when he was just trying to live, he was the last guy alive, and there was literally 5 or 6 manglers just around the corner that just trapped him and killed him and shot him, and I was raging so hard. That's my only like main complaint about Garad Crowy, is that aspect. I just think that needs to be toned down a little bit. And other than that, I think the other main problem with Garad Crowy is there's a bunch of glitches. There really is. There's a lot of glitches, especially just with all the death barriers and everything that happened at launch. So Grog Crovey is not perfect, but I love the map for what it is. It's still everything to me. Brawl says, what is your favorite zombies map from each and every game, including Exo Zombies and Infinite Warfare Zombies? Let me start from the beginning. In World at War, I would say my favorite map in World at War, Derice. I mean, I played Derice the most, obviously, but nowadays, the one I go back and play the most on World at War is Verrucht. I really like Verrucht's splitting of the players at the very beginning of the map. I just think that was amazing, and I love that vibe of like, we gotta reunite and all that stuff. And I just love the train on Verrucht as well. Just running around the entire map and trying to live, doing that whole train is just, it's crazy, like it really is. And I think in terms of Black Ops 1, 100% it's gotta be Shangri-La, just like yours, Brawl. Shangri-La is just, oh man, it's such a good map, dude. It's so great. I love the fact that Shangri-La is different every time you play it because you don't know what side Jug spawns on the beginning, and just that randomness factor at the beginning makes me not know what I'm gonna do every single time I play the map. I honestly still don't know what my plan is when I spawn on Shangri-La, and I love that. I love that they throw you for a loop at the very spawn of the game every single time. In terms of favorite map of Black Ops 2, probably Mob of the Dead, just 100%. Like, Mob of the Dead is either the best map of all time or a close second, and Grog Crovey and Mob of the Dead are almost interchangeable to me on just which one I think is the best of all time. So Mob of the Dead, 100% for sure. And also, it just saves zombies in Black Ops 2 as well, because we had Transit and Die Rise, and I'm not gonna lie, Transit and Die Rise, they weren't great. They really weren't. And Mob of the Dead was just, it was the savior of a map. And it was awesome. It really was. In terms of Black Ops 3, you already know Grog Crovey is my fave. And in terms of IW, mine is Spaceland as well. And in terms of Exo Zombies, mine is Descent as well. So my list is pretty much exactly like yours, except for Origins and Mob being changed. Mine is Mob for Black Ops 2, yours is Origins. Moving on from that though, Nightfang says, where is your favorite place to train? And this is a very, very easy one for me. My favorite spawn room and my favorite place to train in zombies, period, is in Buried. I know that sounds absolutely insane, but the spawn room of Buried is my favorite place to train and just run around and try to survive. It is so much fun when you have the paralyzer and you go back to the spawn and you can fly up to the original spawn that you were at the beginning of the match, and you just try to survive as long as you can training in that area. And it's just such a cool spawn. It's such a cool, like, it's everything to me. Like, I love Buried for that reason. Like, Buried's not my favorite map of all time, but it has the best spawn room in my opinion of all time, and I love training there in the late game. I think there's a video on my channel way back in the old days of when I had like no audience at all, and I just remember running around up there in the spawn around 50 or something and just having a blast. Like, it was so much fun. T-Brow says, what are some maps that you didn't really like at first but they grew on you over time? I think that would have to be, if anything, probably 5. I think 5 would be the main one that I would say that for. 5 is now one of my favorite maps nowadays, but back in the day I didn't play it that much at all. I played Kino like crazy. I was that stereotypical normie where I just played Kino all day and every day with my friends, and we played 5 every now and then. We didn't really like it a whole lot because it was just weird and it was hard and you just couldn't get super far into it. But nowadays, that's what I like. I love maps that are super challenging. I love maps that make me not know when I'm gonna survive or not know what exact plan I'm going to do. And one of my favorite things in 5 nowadays is just running down into the bottom basement area of 5 and jumping through the windows. Like, a lot of people don't know you can do that, but you can crouch jump through the windows after you break them, and it's so much fun to just train in that area, or not necessarily train, but just try to live down there and jumping through each window that you see. It's a lot of fun. Like, I really like 5. I think it has a very different structure from other maps as well. So I'd just say 5. I think 5 is definitely an underrated map in the community. I know a lot of people don't like 5, but I really like it nowadays. Also, I would say, like, when I go back and play Black Ops 1 now, of course I love Shang, but 5 is probably the other one that I love to play the most right now, just because of how different it is. So I would say 5, 100%. In terms of everything else, though, I've mostly kept the same opinions. Now, our final comment comes from JB, who says, favorite zombie Easter egg song, go. All right, look, man, my favorite song, it's gonna sound so stereotypical and so just like, of course that's your favorite song, JC, but The Gift is my favorite song. The Revelations Easter egg song is just, it's great. All right, it's the only song I think where Alina doesn't scream like at all. I'm not entirely sure on that, but I'm pretty sure it's the only one where she just sings the entire time, and it's just so pretty. Like, it's such a pretty song. Like, it's edgy and stuff, of course, but I love the gift so much. I love the orchestral version. It's so great. It's such a good send-off for the zombie storyline, and still to this day, I think it's the best song that Kevin's ever done, like, just period. I love the gift so much. It was just such a great send-off for the characters, for the story, for just the ending of Black Ops 3 Zombies, and it just really has me hyped for the future. And at the time, it made me really, really sad and emotional that the storyline was coming to that end in terms of the brackets that Jason talked about. So, if anything, the gift is just... it's more in a song to me. It really represents the ending of Black Ops 3 and the ending of the brackets for our storyline. And that's it. That's it, guys. That's all the Zombies Q&A questions I have for you guys today. Thank you so much for all the questions. Stay tuned for more DLC 1 gameplay, and of course, the Darkest Shore on Monday, an early preview of the map. Do not worry, we didn't find a whole lot in our playthrough. We only got to play for 40 minutes, and there's no Easter egg step that's been found at all. So don't worry on the Easter egg hunt. It's all good, boys. The rumors are not true about us solving everything, trust me. But yeah, it's been me, JC. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Slap the like button if you had a good time, and I will see you guys on the next one. Have a good one, guys.